Hey, this is Al. I've been asked to talk about the artwork for Tin Cans and Car Tires and No Doy for the March Madness, Mo Madness tournament that's happening right now. So I'm trying to recall what I can remember about the artwork. Let's start with No Doy because that one came first. Um, Here's my recollection. There was a conversation for some reason about us like kind of moving away from the illustrations we had had in the past to something that was more professional. And we wound up with the cover that we did. Um, it But at the same time we wanted to keep some element of those illustrations in there, so we had our friend Coulter Young, the person who was responsible for doing the artwork for Head Seed and the revised artwork for No Doy, for Fat Boy at some point. Coulter had done a bunch of stuff for us and was a friend of ours from Buffalo and an amazing artist, and he was the one who did all of the illustrations of the band members on that record. The cover shot, weird conversation. What I remember was, and the idea was there was going to be a circus freak theme somehow, which is why we all kind of looked the way we did in our illustrations. But the cover was supposed to be the strong man from the circus, and the idea was that I recall like he was just supposed to have like dark circles under his eyes and his face would be red as if he was, lifting some weight or something. And we wound up with the dude literally with like blue or purple like eye makeup and an orange face, who was a friend of the photographers or worked together with them or something, as I recall. And so that photographer, I believe, is Jim Porto. And you know, it the funny thing is, it ended up being like such a graphic image. It stuck, and we loved it because it was so weird. And then when we got to Tin Cans, we decided we were going to go all in on the photography, and somebody, I think it was our A&R guy, Michael Kaplan from the record label, recommended this photographer whose name was, wait, is it? Okay, so I think his name was Jim Halpern, and now that I think about it, that's the name of the character from The Office. That could be. All right, but it wasn't the dude from The Office. Anyway, and that could be his name. Maybe it's John. Oh, I think it's John Halpern. Maybe it's his brother. And he did this thing where he would do these photo montages and like take different elements. You know, there's the inside shot, and he had us. I think he shot that somewhere in like Newark, New Jersey, under a bridge, but then stuck us out on a desert highway someplace. And this was not done in Photoshop, but he would do it by exposing two images together somehow, and he worked with the negatives in a weird way. It was this cool way that he had of putting things together. And then the cover shot was done in Queens, not far from where I used to live at the time. And I think that I may have found that site first. I don't know. I don't remember. My recollection was that I did, but I may be wrong. I mean, I don't know. But that place was just, that junkyard was just amazing. And it was just kind of packed in between like a bodega and something else, like in a small city block somewhere in Queens. But again, like all of that stuff was not necessarily there in the shot, and he, it was able to compile all of that stuff. Cool thing about that record also is we did not have that name. We did not choose the name Tin Cans and Car Tires yet, but it just really worked with that shot and all the hubcaps and everything. And I still love that album cover. It's one of my favorites. So I know there's probably a lot more information than you really ever cared about for the artwork for those records. And all of this may or may not be true, but it's good to see all your faces. I hope everybody's staying safe. Good luck on the Mo Madness tournament, and we can't wait to all get together and play some music for you. See you soon.